Is that it then for the Canada trip?
I did. I told you in the chat. I did get a second stage security grilling on the flight. I just remembered.
Second stage security.
Yeah,
grilling.
you know when you go there. I told you last time about when I was in wherever.
America. You went to Florida.
California, and then
Same.
could be same country. I went to and I got the guy was like, "We got a pattern emerging here, sir," and he said to me, "Do you remember?" He was like,
Yeah.
you could be in stage 2." And I'm like, "Well, fucking hell, what's stage 2?"
I don't remember him saying that, but yeah.
He said, and he's like, "Stage 2 is me and one other guy asking you questions." But no, actually, this time, one of the reasons actually I thought I'll go to Canada is because I knew it was likely I'd be going back to America end of June, July, if for no other reason than the Nathan's after party. I don't know if I'm competing, right? But like, I'm definitely going to get pissed and to watch the contest if nothing else. So I thought I don't really want to go, many times in between now and then. So I thought I'd go to Canada, right? So I went there and like Calgary airport's it's mad. It's big, right? Probably not dissimilar from Manchester, but it feels like empty. There's nobody. It's not a busy airport. Certainly wasn't when I was there. So I'm going through and I'm like, this is sweet, like it's not like in flying into LA where there's like a 2,000 person queue.
Yeah.
There's like 5 people in front of me and there wasn't like a desk. There's just a guy there and he happened to be English actually. English dude.
Right.
He's like, "You all right? What are you doing in?" We didn't say you're right. He kind of blended in a bit more culture. He's like, "Hi there. What are you doing in Calgary kind of thing?" I said, I just went full on. I said, I make, it's going to sound a bit weird, mate, but I make YouTube videos for a living. I told a bit of a white line. I said, I do kind of like travel videos just because it takes less explaining. It sounds a bit more normal, doesn't it, than I film myself eating food.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm just over here just to film some videos. He's like, right, so it's for work. I was like, it is for work, yeah, but just to set your mind at ease, because I go through this quite a lot. I've got an ETA, which is like the Canadian version of the ESTA visa waiver. I said, I'm not paid by any Canadian entity. I just make money from, ad revenue that I get on YouTube videos, which is paid by a British entity. So that's why I'm here. He's like, what's in Calgary then? I was like, don't know, mate, never been before. Which admittedly probably was a bit inflammatory. But he said that, why are you here? Do you know anyone here? I'm like, no, I don't know anyone here. So I'm literally just here to explore, go to some restaurants and film what I do, and that's it. So think of it as like a vacation, but I'm taking a camera around. And he's like, all right. And he just scribbles on this piece of paper. I thought that was it. I thought, cool. That's it. So I get my case. Case comes off pretty quick. And then I'm about to leave, and unlike most airports I've been to, you have to hand them this piece of paper to get out.
Right.
After you've got your case. So I handed it to him and he's like, you got to go down there, sir. And I looked down this like tunnel. And it says like, it's something like second stage security check or secondary immigration or something like that. And I'm like, fuck,
His ass is like this.
I was
twitching like a rabbit's nose.
I wasn't that bothered. But at the end, I see this guy, he's just behind a desk. So I'm thinking, just go to the desk. And that, because the first guy that I spoke to didn't have a desk. He was just at the end of a queue with a pen. I thought, maybe I'm just going to go to this desk and he's going to ask me a couple more questions or same shit, and I'm going to leave. So I get there, I give him my passport. He takes my passport and he's like, right, take a seat, sir. Somebody's going to call your name in a second. And a second turned into like 45 minutes.
Whoa.
So which was no big deal because the longer you stay up, the better, right? Really, to acclimate to the time difference and whatever. But anyway, somebody calls my name after like 45 minutes. They take you into like a little room. And they just start over again. They're like, so what's your purpose of visit? So I explained again. I said, yeah, filming videos. He's like, what kind of videos? I was like, well, I better be fully truthful. I said, well, it's going to sound a bit odd, but I film eating videos. I film myself eating, which I realise sounds weird, but people like watching it. He's like, eating? You film yourself eating? What do you mean like eating? Eating.
I'm like, get your phone out. You
end?
You fucking dinosaur.
What? So in the end, I was like, does that have Google? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, if you just type in my name, my real name, you'll just see what I do. It's probably the easiest way to do this. You don't need to take my word for it. Just look at what I do.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, how much money do you have? I'm like what, on me? He's like, yeah, I'm like, about 300 Canadian. He's like, well, is that going to last you your trip? You're here for 17 years. I'm like, no, but I have bank cards. Like, I don't carry like fucking 2,000 Canadian dollars. I'm never going to use it again, right? He's like, so we need to prove solvency. So I was like, can I just show you my bank then? So he's like, yeah. So I just showed him my bank account. He's like, oh, okay. He said, all right, that's fine. There's and he gave me this little yellow card. He said, that's like your key to get out. like him in fucking Nightmare. You remember that show, Nightmare? What was he called? I forgot his name. But he used to wear like a VR helmet and they had to make him stand like sideways and right in like this old. You're too young, right? But it was like an old TV show. It was like an RPG, right?
Yeah.
Like but on TV. Anyway, the reason I'm telling the story is the funny thing was, so I go to the guy at the front desk, which is a different desk, right? And they let you out of these like, push doors. So I'm like, excuse me, bud, I've been told to give you this card to get out. He's like, no way. He's like, Beard, what are you doing here, man? And I'm like, try and convince your mate over there that I'm not fucking people trafficking.